Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by, checking out today's video. Just sitting in the car line waiting to get Elijah here. Got a good time to do the video today. So today's topic, guys, we're going to be talking about how do you know how deep to fish? You know, what are the variables? What are the situations that sort of give you a sort of a foundation on, you know, how deep water you need to be fishing on any particular day? So one of the things I want to do in this video today is I want to sort of give you a good foundational piece of advice on it. There's actually so many different variables with this. This could be an hour-long, you know, video if I wanted to get into it, but I'm going to sort of give you some of the high points to at least get you started if you're not sure with that. Also, guys, just a quick reminder out there, just want to invite everybody out there to please check out my tackle warehouse links that we put in the description here. If you guys like the content of The Fishing Teacher and you want to support it, if you need some tackle, if you use that link in there, that's a good way to give back to the channel and support it. So much appreciated there. Okay, guys, how deep do you fish? A lot of different things to consider here. First of all, the main consideration in the depth that you want to fish has a lot to do with water clarity. Now, even though I say that, water clarity, that's only one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is like the cover that you're fishing or the cover that's available in the water you're fishing, the wind speed, the light intensity, whether it's cloudy or sunny out, and water temperature. All that stuff goes in line with it there. So the first thing, let's talk a little bit about, let's talk like dirty water, then move up to clear water. So sort of give you a rule of thumb with that. The deepest fish are going to be coming in the clearest water. That's just sort of the reality of the situation. You know, fish that live and bass that live in a clear water lakes, they tend to use deeper water. They tend not only to use deeper water, but they tend to suspend in deeper water too. The clearer the water is, the more fish you're going to have suspended in a lake. But nevertheless, the visibility offered by clear water naturally puts those fish a little bit deeper, puts the bait fish deeper, all that type of stuff. Not to say that they're going to be deep all the time, because you also have a population of fish on really clear lakes that live shallow all the time. There's some fish that are going to, even if it's real clear, they're going to live shallow because they like to feed on perch up on the bank. They like to feed on frogs or crawdads that are shallow. So you're going to have some that are shallow even in clear water. But in general, the fish are going to be deeper in clear water. And the polar opposite of that, the dirty water that you have, let's say if you have a lake that has water visibility of less than a foot, those fish are not going to be very deep. Any time of the year, you're not going to have to fish as deep. And then every single increase or decrease in water visibility, it determines how deep that you're going to fish. So given that, and you got so many different variables like water temperature, time of year, wind, all that type of stuff, let me give you sort of a foundation as far as like the maximum depths that you want to fish versus water clarity. If you fish a body of water that has over, say, 7 or 8 foot of visibility, you're going to have fish that are down, they can be 50 to 60 feet deep on the bottom, or they can be suspended shallower over that same deep water. So if you're fishing a lake that has really clear water, like, approaching 10 foot of clarity, don't be afraid to fish, 40, 50 foot deep. Get out off those bluff banks and off the points, get out there and fish deep and pay attention to where the cover is deeper. Sometimes you got standing or submerged timber out that deep. Sometimes you got some brush, whatever it may be. But in real clear water, fish down to 40, 50, 60 feet at the maximum. Now you can also fish shallower too, because on a day that you have maybe the water's a little bit, just medium temperature, like 65, 70 degrees, you may have a windy, cloudy day. Those same fish are going to be shallower. Those environmental conditions will put those clear water fish shallower. Now the next gradient, let's say you have water visibilities that are sort of between 4 to 6 feet in clarity. 4 to 6 feet of clarity, guys, you're talking about those fish are going to move up a little bit shallower, and instead of down to 60 feet, you might be able to catch them down to 30 or 40 feet. And the same goes on your low light days, those fish are going to move shallower. If you get water visibilities that decrease below 4 feet and you start getting into that 2 to 4 foot zone, which is a lot of the water clarity on lakes across the country, again, your max range for the deepest you're going to fish is going to be a little bit shallower. If you got 2 to 4 foot of visibility, you may be looking at 30 foot as your max, something like that. And then if you get water visibilities of under 2 feet, for the most part, all the fish you're going to catch are going to be less than 10 or 15 feet of water at the deepest. So that's the deepest range. But there is no shallow range, because guys, I have fished lakes like, say for example, Lake Mead and by Las Vegas. You may have 20 foot of water visibility there, and I've seen bass cruising up in 12 inches of water in the middle of the summer. So there's not like a shallower depth that you can never go too shallow in fish. There, as long as there's enough water to get over the back of a fish, they could possibly be there with that. So when you're talking about how deep you want to fish, you're talking about really the maximum depths, and that sort of gives you a little bit of a gauge to go by as far as the maximum depths you want to fish. But just remember, the water depths that you fish are going to be severely, or not severely, I don't want to make that sound bad, but they're going to be greatly affected by your environmental conditions, being water temperature, wind speed, sunlight conditions, clouds, rain, that type of stuff. Which we'll get into that more in future videos. So anyway, I hope that helps out, guys, and we'll talk later.